And so anybody who really wants to know how a modern currency and a modern country can be flushed down quickly and what occurs should really study the economic crisis of Argentina from the year 2000 through to about 2004.
Yes.
And you'll note that there were people that had that created their own scripts and would take your gold and give you 50 or 60 or whatever of Jose bucks. And you could use Jose bucks in Jose's market, where other vendors also accepted Jose's bucks for their produce or whatever, and then everybody reconciled at the end of the day. And it was a reasonably successful system. 100% black market, 100% gray market, without government control. A lot of, having to pay for security and the associated crime and so on, but they muddled through. But no one ever actually really went to a grocery store and handed over silver coins. It didn't quite work that way.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to look at an amazing documentary, you can get it on Netflix or maybe somewhere else, called Commanding Heights. It was a PBS thing, and it's 6 hours long, and it's all about, from 1850 or so onward, worldwide, tracing the different countries, and they jump back and forth, and this whole juxtaposition between Friedrich von Hayek and John Maynard Keynes and market economy as opposed to the government economy, and how the countries changed each time and what really happened. It's really, really fun to watch, and it's called Commanding Heights. I got it on Netflix, but I'm sure they have it some other places. Here's the second part to Sue's question for Clif High. Will the powers that be try to control the trading of gold and silver, and how will they do it? George talked a little bit about he was predicting maybe they'll try to tax it, and
because of the linguistics that he and I have discussed. Correct. That appears to be the last gasp of the powers that be. Shows up starting around March or April of next year, and it involves language that would suggest that they place if you will, a VAT or a value added or a use tax on any transaction in which gold or silver is traded. And basically, what they're going to try and do is to force the dishoarding of gold and silver. And it won't be successful, but there will be a nasty couple of months.
Doesn't sound good.
No, and it does not. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to say that the guy at a bank takes your gold. They're going to say, well, the bank doesn't have the right to own the gold. We do, and we're going to give them X number of dollars for that gold and take X number of dollars that they made off of us in the form of a tax.
Yeah, and I had a friend asking me about where she may possibly want to store her gold coins, and she suggested, well, maybe a safety deposit box. Maybe after a while, that wouldn't be a good idea, perhaps?
I wouldn't do it myself now if I had any. No, I mean, to be quite honest, and I'll give you just the perfect hiding spot. If you got a septic tank, put your gold and silver in a metal can and tie a rope to it and pitch it down the septic tank.
Yeah, that's pretty safe.
No one's going to be looking for it there. Yeah. But I certainly wouldn't keep it in a safety deposit box because of what I know about the banking structure.
And so, if sometime if you want to take it out, they could have a little tax. Somebody at the door, right?
Oh, you show up and it may not even be there.
Yeah, well,
remember in the last Depression, the FBI and the powers that be went through the safety deposit boxes on the weekends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people I've seen where you could actually put them in your pipes underneath your sink too. That's a pretty cool place.
Sure. And there's all the little hidey holes. If you really wanted to squirrel them away, you can do all kinds of things. So you just have to be a little creative. I wouldn't put them in my freezer or stick them under the bed, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Well, before we get out of here, let's just talk a little bit about the weather. We haven't done that. And, I mean, let's see, this year, this fall, are we in for some flaky stuff at all, do you think?
From now on, we will not return to anything like normal.
That's all we need. With all of this geopolitics and financial and then the flu, that's all we need is some weird weather, Clif.
Right, but it also is going to factor into the flu. The flu is going to be so nasty because we've had low sunspots, which has allowed more radiation in, which has caused more flu mutations and will cause more problems. But the oscillation is very worrisome. As the caller had referenced, we've got strange weather up here where it was winter storms just a couple of weeks ago in spring, and then all of a sudden we're into this record-breaking, 21 degrees over our previous record kind of heat, and it's extremely dry and there's no rain. We'll probably go this way for a little bit of time, and then after official summer, we may plunge back into something approaching winter again, because and this is going to happen everywhere around the planet, these weird oscillations between weather or climate extremes in a short period of time. We're not talking months. We're talking, a couple of days, a couple of weeks of this kind, and then another couple of days or a couple of weeks of the other kind of weather. So if you're used to dry, you may get much more wet than you're used to, and then all of a sudden it dries out for 3 weeks, and then it's wet for 3 weeks. That sort of a deal.
How about hurricanes, volcanoes, that kind of stuff?
Lots of volcanoes. So many it's not even worth mentioning. We've got them all listed as like
Any kind of big guys with a lot of people involved?
Yes,
you know?
all over. Again, so many that it's not particularly pertinent to list individual ones. But if you're near a volcano, be very aware that they're going to start popping off like mad. We're even going to see undersea volcanoes and undersea earthquakes, focusing all of our attention back on the ocean and the coast.
We've heard talk. Excuse me, about Yellowstone. Do you see any linguistics about that? That would be not. Oh, good.
No, that and Toba, the two largest called supervolcanoes or explosive magma pockets, are spent forces. The reason Yellowstone was so devastating was it used to have all these mountains on it, which got all blown up. Now it has no mountain, so it'll go bloop when it finally explodes again.
Well,
Nothing of any
that's
consequence.
good news. You must be fun at a party. I mean, you know.
I don't go to them. No one wants to talk to me.
Hey, don't talk to him, man. It'll depress
They
you.
just bum you out. Yeah.
Bum you out. Well, Cliff, thanks so much for your work, and it's a joy to talk to you. I appreciate you making yourself available, and
we'll do it again.
Yeah, and I'm really excited that you're going to have a. I'm jumping in. I had a listener call me about a half an hour before the show. He was somewhere. I don't know where, North Carolina. He was really excited to hear you, and he said, "Oh, I've been getting Cliff stuff since a long time." And I said, "Well, is it worth it? Because I've been thinking about doing it." He said, "Oh yeah, do it." So you got some fans out there. I'm going to become a member and get some of your cool stuff. So you take care of yourself, brother. Let me know if we can help with anything.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Cliff High, and that is halfpasthuman.com.